Good morning. It's September 28th, and it's Nodes Continuous Integration subgroup. It's a weekly meeting, and hi, everybody. So today on agenda, Morgan, you put a first item, and then we have a bunch of follow-ups to review. Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I left a note for myself here. I didn't necessarily need to go first, but I wanted to sort of just draw attention to the behavior of some of the basically how the tests get run. And so let me put a couple links real quick, just to basically when we have the tests configured, and it's important to understand what is going to get run. It's important to look at the basically the image config versus versus what's actually configured in the test definition itself, right? So we have as part of test infra, we have our config of our jobs. We also have the image definition of the jobs. And when those conflict, it seems that what's in the image sort of wins out over what's in the, I'm not sure if they get combined or not, but basically I saw in test grid, if we go to look at the test grid for the job of the Flaky job for kubelet, we're actually not running most of the tests that, maybe there's other tests that are marked, but we're not running any tests that are marked Flaky. And so as part of that, I made a PR to move that the test that's successfully running into its own job, so that we can have, like, here's the performance test group. And so I just wanted to make sure that everybody's aware of that, because it was sort of illuminating to me, and it might be confusing. So,
Morgan, is it, sorry, I couldn't get that. It's possible for you to share the screen and show what you just said?
Let's
I could understand that you could specify which tests to run in test args, but how do you specify them in your image config?
yeah, that's the second link in that thing there.
Oh, is it? Okay, let me see. Sorry. I only saw the first link you pasted. Let me open that one.
Right, and so here's the tests line. You can see that it's basically selected the node performance testing, and so that seems to. I'm pretty sure there are other tests that are marked Flaky, but those aren't being run right now. Or maybe we don't have any other Flaky tests, and that'd be great. But either way, the end result was I made a PR and moved those to sort of a separate job that we can give enough resources, because those tests aren't really flaking anymore. They haven't been failing for weeks now. So it's good.
I didn't know that you could specify test in the image config as well.
Yeah, and that's literally the only thing I'm trying to say is you can do this. The primary use for this seems to be the benchmark run, the like 90 pods are created and timing. And that seems to be done such that you get a fresh image for every single individual little tiny test that you run. So if we look at I didn't paste it in there, but if you find the image config for benchmark, it's like benchmark image config. It's literally like 20 or 30 image definitions, but they all run one single, probably benchmark config, they all run one single test. It's like this third file. And so resource tracking, but you can see it's a giant file, but literally all they're doing is running one single test per image. So yeah, if that was new to you, great. And it was a successful use of the time.
Yeah, because I've been following some of the test cases that are run by Containerity, and none of them they use this way of specifying test cases. So it's new for me.
Yep. And so I found it confusing. I just wanted people to be aware of it, and maybe I'll try to write it up in the testing guide as something to be aware of. So I'll action item myself on that one.
Yeah, this is a gem. I had no idea you can do it in reverse order.
Yep.
And you're saying it's only used in performance tests right now?
It seems to be that I think this was accidentally done to get the to get those to be focused while we were getting them to work again. And so I made a PR to sort of tease it apart a little bit. Because if I do, let me see. I didn't actually do this yet. Source, Kate's. But we can move on. I don't want to waste anybody's time here.
Yeah, I just wanted to look at this again. So we have this entire tab, Flaky, and the way how it picks a test to run is just by image file, right? So even though it says that I want to look at all Flaky, it actually was looking at performance tests.
Right, right.
So now it will be separate tab specifically for performance tests, and there will be no unclear mapping between like what is in the image and what is here.
Right, exactly. That's what the PR is. It's actually
great.
two PRs because one of them has to go in KK and one of them has to go in test infra. So I think you reviewed them already. So
yeah, this is great because I'm still trying to understand which tests are critical and which not, and I'm trying to understand the logic of all the tabs that we have. And
yep.
Some tabs are based on features, sometimes based on whether they're running fine. And this is a puzzle.
You and me both.
Okay, let's move to follow-ups from last meeting because I don't think there is any other items on agenda. So Roy, do you have any update on this Docker thingy?
I tried to ask logs, no response within Google. I think I updated the ticket. Yeah, also log from the test. They are pretty old test.
Yes, exactly.
I think we should be safe to remove it. Because I also include Lantau and Dawn. Yeah, I think if no response for a while, it will be. I think it should be safe. Yeah, that's from my understanding. At least the Node team, cause team is not aware. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why Morgan created this item because this test was old and not running. Yeah. Okay, next action item, filtering. So I think it was brought by Amim, and I was suggesting to filter by subfolder, but then I looked at it and I didn't find a way to filter by subfolder.
Me neither.
And, I was under impression it's easy, and I was like, okay, I will spend 5 minutes, and then hour and a half later, I'm like, no, there is no way.
Nope.
So what would be suggestion here? Do we just need to add a new tag on OGC? Okay, the issue is that there is a tab for GCE tests, and this tab includes some tests that are not belonging to GCE at all. So we wanted to filter them out. So I think it's safe assumption that what we can do is to just add GCE tab on name of a test and start filtering by that.
Okay. So it's a freshly new tab and move everything to there, or only starting with this Flaky one?
It's this tab, right?
Yeah, it's on this tab.
Yeah. Oh, Roy is here. Roy, GCE is a course, right? So what would be your suggestion? The issue is that this tab includes this graceful pod termination thingy, and it's under Flaky, GCI, and I don't think we need it. So we want to keep all these tests, but we don't want this one.
I mean, ignore on the scope on the
Yeah,
just ignore regex in the filter. Skip. But
So okay, thinking about this again, maybe it makes sense to have this test there as well.
It's 10:15.
So just to include all the Flaky tests in entire end-to-end node test framework. But I'm pretty sure it's run somewhere else as well.
I mean, we are testing the image here, right? This GCA image. So it makes sense to have all these tests there, like the SIG Node pre-stop. I think the doubt here, what should be being tested in this tab? That's the question.
Yeah, I thought we only want tests from GCI subfolder because there are few.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Like those are also not GCI specific, right?
Yes, doesn't look like, but I think it's not filtering by GCI specific, but are using GCI image for this. So it's running everything.
So GCI is a cause, it's the same thing.
GCI is the traditional cost. After that one, we slowly to choose the cost.
Sorry, I didn't get it. You've been breaking up.
Yeah, sorry, my internet connection looks broken. So which test we are looking for? Also the GCI is like 1.2 continuity.
We're specifically looking at this tab right now, end-to-end GCI Flaky. And the problem is that the definition of this test just search for Flaky test across entire tree. And it doesn't sound right because, I mean, supposedly it was designed to run Flaky test under GCI tab, not everywhere.
For those Flaky tests, I saw they always fail for quite a while. This one part I do not deeply understand. Yeah, so Flaky means the test case has that tag and that is that what's that?
Flaky means it fails inconsistently, but I mean, I don't know why it's GCI Flaky. So my assumption was that based on name that it's supposed to be under GCI folder and all the tests there should be running in here.
my interpretation of that would be just that it runs on GCI, whatever that means. It's the Flaky test run there, not that specific to GCI necessarily.
But should this running all the tests, Morgan? Or we should having a subset that's specific for GCI, whatever this means?
I would think it would run just all the things marked Flaky, and we're doing specific setup for whatever GCI is. Like, I don't understand the different environments that are available, so that could be incorrect.
Yeah, but Roy, correct me if I'm wrong. GCI is the same as cost, right? It's just older name.
Sorry, your voice is broken. Can you repeat again?
Me?
I have.
No, sorry. Yeah, I didn't heard the last words of Sergey. Yeah.
So my question is, Roy, is GCI the same as cause?
Yes. The GCI, that's initially called the Google Cloud instance. Yeah. Yeah. This one also I wanted to change in the open source community. Basically, I want to change all the GCI to cause. Yeah.
So Morgan, just like, I mean, we're already running everything on cause, so this assumption doesn't seem to be right. So assumption that GCI test is just test all the tests running on different image doesn't seem to be correct. And there is a folder specifically for GCI tests, as far as I remember. So they're not.
I'd have to see the test, the PROW definition, the job definition then. And then also it's under container D, so I haven't been looking at the container D tab at all, so.
Okay, so should we create a separate work item and just discuss it there? I mean, can you follow up on that and create an issue?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Okay, and next one is, escalation to SIG Node, asking about different node conformance and node master. It's still unclear for me what the difference and why the difference. I don't like, I know that just conformance tests are run to check conformance of nodes, but I'm not sure with node conformance is the same way. So do you run this node conformance test as a validation for your Kubernetes?
So from the doc that Don referenced in the GitHub issue, it basically sounds like it's the set of tests that should be agnostic to container, OS, and all of that. At least that's the intention, and the intention is that it will run after with every PR. But it seems to be pretty far from that right now. And it also seems to be pinned to running with Docker. So I'm not, so it seems like there's like a proposal from 2018, what it was supposed to be. And it seems like it never got fully moved to there. So I don't actually know what the intention is in terms of like how we're going to achieve, that. So it is agnostic when it's currently pinned to Docker.
Where is that? There's an issue, you said?
Yeah, so at the inside the GitHub issue, I can post the doc in chat.
All right, please.
Morgan, the same document as you shared before.
Okay. But what issue? Where are we talking about this? I missed.
Sorry, I will post that too.
I might be confused. Sorry.
Okay, context. We were trying to understand what the difference between node conformance and node master. And asking Dawn, she pointed to the document that you shared before, saying that this document explains the difference.
Okay, so, okay. Yeah, I'm still working my way through that to try to move it. So, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't, I mean, it seems like we maybe need more information from Dawn specifically as to where this is, and basically either we figure out how to get the situation to where it's supposed to be, or we decide that that's not a priority and act accordingly.
Okay, I will keep it an agenda for tomorrow meeting, just to understand, like, I really want to understand, like, you're right. I mean, this is exactly the question. Is it desired state and we just not there, or we missing something?
Yeah, because the current state and the state described in that doc don't match. And then there's another doc that I think Morgan or no, not someone else pasted, which basically talks about the node conformant tests and specifically calls out running in Docker, and those don't seem to match either. And I know you've put this on the agenda for like the last few meetings, and we didn't get anywhere close to talking about it. So I think if we don't, if it doesn't get talked about in Tuesday's meeting, then I think we probably need to reach out to Don directly and just have that conversation directly.
Okay, I will take an action item to follow up with her. And this document that you just mentioned, second one, is I think it's about conformance test that is not node conformance, but just conformance.
The second one, which I'll also paste, is specifically about node conformance tests, and maybe there's like a conformance test one to that separate that you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I'll also try to update the issue with some thoughts, and maybe Don will interact with that before the meeting.
Thank you. Sorry if I misunderstood. Okay, this is it. And next one, yeah, landing documentation. I still in process, understanding where to land it and what you want to add. Sorry, I didn't move it far away. Okay, I'm organizing new items. I wanted to point that we made the progress on these action items here. They all are waiting for approvals, but we have like 4 PRs to look at. Please do. And most of them just need approval, so I will post it on Node Slack for Derek and Don attention.
Super. I'll take a look at the links. Cool.
Yeah, go ahead. It's you, right, Morgan?
Oh yeah, I just wanted last week was make an issue for this, so I made an issue for it. What did I want to say about it? Nothing. It's just these are the tests. This is the one. This is sort of the last black mark on the last red failing Node kubelet serial job that is keeping that entire tab from being blue or success or whatever you want to call it. So we're very close. We've done a good job cleaning everything up, and I don't know how to fix serial because it's really broken.
Okay, so you created an issue, and I remember nobody wanted to look at it. So maybe this week we'll have more people to browse. Anybody on the call have desire to help here? No? Okay. Morgan, do you plan to work on it this week?
I come back to it every once in a while and like poke at it, but it's just I'm not really sure how to debug it because it seems like there's probably either some kind of the tests either break themselves all running in the same job, or I don't know how to get started there in a way that I can make progress. So
is there some administrative task that you need, like when it last succeeded, or that kind of investigation, or you already did all that?
Well, you can see from the it's actually in the issue. There's actually a metric that is collected, and like this last succeeded like 990 days ago or something ridiculous.
Okay.
And so it's not now. I don't think it's been like it right now. It's like all fails. I look at so many test threads, it's hard to remember, but I feel like this one was maybe intermittently flaky failing, and now it's just like totally kersplat. But I could be, you look at so many test grids, you can't really be sure. So it might just be it's been blown up for 3 years, at which point, well, this is the only place these tests get run. So how much worth are they being? How much worth are they providing if nobody is looking at them and if nobody cares? I guess. But they seem important. Like it's serial, disruptive. These seems like things that are, you know, really check. I know the dynamic cube, I'm looking at them. I know dynamic kubelet config can probably go away for the most part. I know that, you know, obviously legacy Docker can probably go away. So like there's certain stuff that can probably, I don't know. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I noticed all the disruptive and slow tests typically have very little love in our test grid.
And then maybe we turn off, I think this runs 3 different images, so maybe we turn off the other 2 images and just try to get one working first. I don't know. I don't know where to start really. It's just, oof.
Okay. Yeah, if somebody has time, please jump in and try to help here. Okay. And yeah, follow up on that. Does anybody know the difference between disruptive and slow? Because I feel that people use them interchangeably.
Well, disruptive should be that it actually like changes the kubelet, but slow should be their slow. But that's interesting question. But
so
I can
there
see
is like
issue. So
yeah, the question I'm asking is there is a pull request that I started on runtime class, and there is a test that added taint on a node, and then
right.
removed the taint when test completed. So it was marked as disruptive, even though like you can just do it serial, right? Oh, serial. I'm sorry. You can.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, something clicked in my head. It's Monday. So I marked it serial instead because I mean it's supposed to be working fine. It will remove its own. It's the taint it created on a node.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there is anything I'm missing here.
I don't think disruptive and serial are significantly different now. Not that I understand.
Okay. So it seems to be just not clear from definition. Yeah, I was assumed that I was under the impression that disruptive is something that can break the state of a cluster completely and like nothing can run after it. But I cannot imagine what it can be, like how you can get cluster in this situation. Maybe if you like test some crash of pods or crash of kubelet. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Just ask. Any other topics?
Sergey, one thing, we are working on this runtime class to GA, right? I just wanted to know how much time do we have? Like,
so enhancement, like to approve GA for enhancement, it's 6th of October, and then code complete in somewhere in either late October or November. I don't remember. But
okay, so what do we have to do before 6th of October so that it gets approved?
So this document that Derek promised to review, we just need him to review this document, say yes, it's reasonable. So we don't have any blocking issues or features that we need to implement, and we have enough code coverage and documentation. So if these 2 conditions are satisfied, then it's supposed to be fine to go to GA.
Sounds good. Thanks.
So I don't expect any problems except like time that like either Derek or Don needs to spend on it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. If there is no more topics, we can finish this meeting today. And thank you, everybody. Have a good week.
Bye.
Yeah, be bad.
Bye.